Hello everybody and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program, where we need to decide what our next phase is. Are we going to go after additional money, which we don't have much of that right now, or are we going to go ahead and build that mining module that we've been talking about doing? We now have the tech to do that, which is nice, to be sure. We could also get a potentially better Probodobodine core, but I think for right now, I mean, we could get a vector engine, but that really burns through the fuel really quick. Realistically, we have a lot of tech available, right? And we can go all the way to the end. So, let's just look at some of these science bits here. Electric propulsion systems aren't really needed for what we're doing here. A better relay antenna might be good, though. Let's go ahead and grab that. And then maybe grab the ability to do Gigantors, as well as a large thermal control system. We'll do that. And then we can still get one more. We could probably just go ahead and go for better unmanned tech. Something along the lines of that. That should work. Okay, now let's head into mission control here. And what do we have that we can do to make a little bit extra money? Well, we could test a Sepatron 1 at the launch site. That's super easy. Doesn't make much money, but it's super easy. Satellite in polar orbit of Kerbal. This would be a new unmanned probe. Okay, we could do one with an upgraded antenna. That might not be a terrible idea. We'll accept this. And adjust the orbit of a Flea Comsat around Minmus. What orbit are we looking at for that? We are looking at that orbit. That's fine, honestly. I'm not concerned about that. Let's go ahead and accept that. Okay. So, we are, of course, still working on a new surface outpost on Minmus. We can do the satellite in synchronous orbit of Duna anytime we want, now that we have a better antenna. But first things first, let's go ahead and test the Sepatron 1 at the launch site. So let's just get out the light lift variant of the Flea 2L Comsat combo. This guy right here. Okay, and then we would be looking for a Sepatron, right? Sepatron. Do we not have the part? Test Sepatron 1. Oh, Sepratron. That would help. Okay, there we go. We'll just attach one of these right here. And we'll place that... Let's see, where is this in the staging? Okay, it's directly where we want it to be. So we'll go ahead and launch this. And then we'll just run this through the staging like the contract says to do. Just like that. Excellent. So there's that completed. We'll now recover that. Okay. And now, let's go ahead and do the, I think, adjusted orbit of Minmus? Yeah, we'll go ahead and do that. So which Comsat is this supposed to be? It needs to be a specific ComSat, but it doesn't actually differentiate because we have them all named the same thing. This is our one outside of Kerbal. Here's one orbiting Minmus. Wait a second. What's this orbit? Is this our current orbit? Yeah, that's our current orbit. Okay, so how do we know which one is the correct one for Sean's cannery? I'm assuming it's one of these two. So is it this one? Or is it this one? It's a bit hard to say. Does it actually matter? I'm not convinced it... Well, actually, I'm quite convinced it does matter. We'll fly this one first, and see if this is the correct one. If not, we'll hop back and do the other one. Let's see. Adjusted orbit of Minmus. Where are we? Yep, this is not the correct one. So we'll head back to the Space Center. I should have gone just straight to the tracking station, honestly. That would have saved a little time. Oh well. So I think we then need this one. At least I hope it's this one. This one. Right? Yeah, we were this one before. Okay, I hope it is this one. Is it? Yes, it is indeed this one. We've got plenty of fuel to do this, like more than enough fuel. So let's just go ahead and hop up here. And at this ascending node here. So let's just get this right about like this. This'll do. Add a maneuver right here. And let's just head this direction. There'll need to be some retrograde in here, for sure. And with that in, it looks like we need to go this way a little bit, but that gives our inclination about right. Are we going the correct direction? Do we need to flip our directionality? I don't think so, but that gives our inclination pretty much right. And then from there we can adjust our apoapsis and periapsis respectively. That's only 17.2 meters per second. And if we need to flip, it's not a big deal. Let's see, it would be going this way. We are currently going... That's not our orbit. This is our orbit here. We are currently going, I believe, this direction. So when we burn, we'll be going this way. Yeah, we're going the correct direction. Okay, sounds good. So let's just get situated for this burn. And then once we're up here, which we basically are, we can go ahead and warp to next maneuver. Excellent. So this should be a pretty simple little maneuver here, or little set of maneuvers. This is probably going to be 3 total burns, is my guess. Oh yeah, got that sweet, sweet ion collector data coming in. Love to see that. So this is going to be a half-second burn. So realistically, it's not going to be much. We're going to burn at basically T-minus 0 seconds. Actually, at like T-minus 5 seconds, because I'm not going to do a full burn. So we'll just go ahead and unwarp here. And yeah, this is basically perfect. Perfect-ish. Okay, let's make sure that we're maintaining our attitude a bit here. Is that good? That should be good enough. We overshot a little bit, but I think overall that should be fine. We should now be burning prograde. just to push out our periapsis a little bit. We're going the correct direction. But let's just go ahead and push our periapsis out to roughly where it should be, which is like down here. And then at this periapsis, we'll push our apoapsis, or pull our apoapsis really, back to here. Whoa, that was a lot more than I was expecting. Okay, we're going to need to go retrograde and fix that. We overshot pretty substantially. I was expecting, for some reason, it to take a couple of seconds. I guess that's what I get for not using a maneuver node. Okay. Let's do something a little bit more like that. Actually, looking at this, we might be better off burning here. Retrograde. Bringing the periapsis to about here. Oh, nope, not that way. About here or so. 0.7 meters per second. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and warp to our next maneuver. Just very minute adjustments here. And this burn might very well be enough to have the game say, good enough. We'll see. I mean, we are substantially inside of the circle over here, so that's something we are going to need to consider. It looks like I've overshot the periapsis slightly here, so I'm probably not going to quite burn as long as it has here. I'll just eyeball that. But this is a pure retrograde burn. We may as well do it now. I don't think there's any reason to worry about waiting, other than getting our attitude correct. Okay, something kind of like that. And then up here, like, actually, basically right here, we would be looking at a very minute prograde burn. Maybe not exactly there. But more like... there. No, that's too much. More like there-ish? Well, now we're overshooting over here. That gets us very close, though. We could then do a retrograde burn at this periapsis if we were to do something kind of like this. I mean, that might be considered close enough for the contract. We'll go ahead and warp to that. In fact, that probably will be close enough for the contract, won't it? Okay, let's head to prograde. And this is going to be a very, very small burn indeed. There we go. Close enough for the contract. Now we just need to maintain stability and get rid of some screen messages. Okay, get out of here, screen messages. There we go. Contract complete. Fantastic. And that's a fine orbit. Okay, let's head back to the Space Center. And realistically, what are we going to do next? Well, we're probably going to launch 2 communication satellites next. And those are going to be the actual synchronous orbit of Duna satellite, because we need a resource survey scanner on the satellite. We'll put one of those for sure. And then also our polar orbit of Kerbal satellite. Are we going north or south for that? We should probably figure that out. However, I think that's probably something for the next episode. I'm going to go ahead and put a cut in here, and next episode, we're going to go ahead and do this polar orbit of Kerbal, and maybe if we've got time, get started on our Duna mission. And then after that, it's back to Minmus. Subscribe for more, and I will see you all next time.